Hello and greetings, my friend, to the Red Delta Project YouTube channel with another video to help you break free of the diet and exercise rat race. I'm Matt Schifferly, and today's topic is why many years ago I gave up on this idea of, quote, trying to science my way to success in fitness, losing and managing weight, building muscle, improving performance, and why giving up on that whole idea made not only my results a heck of a lot better, drastically reduced a lot of stress on mind, body, and lifestyle. But before I jump into those, I want to make it very clear before you roast me in the comments that I'm not in any way, shape, or form suggesting that we shouldn't be utilizing scientific principles and theories and the scientific method in our attempt to get in better shape. If anything, I think we're not using nearly enough science because we get so pigeonholed and focusing on something like the science of nutrition or the science of exercise physiology, and we're not having a broad enough spectrum in things like human behavior, the science of motivation and emotional eating and all these other sorts of things. So if anything, we're not using nearly enough science. But when I mean science my way, it's the old Martian kind of term where we look at some little nuanced thing that someone discovers, and all of a sudden we've got diets and exercise programs and stuff that are all based around this thing. And let me give you some examples. Like in my attempt to help people lose and manage their weight, I observed things like, okay, so if you work out with short, high-intensity exercises, then that's going to create an EPOC, excessive post-exercise oxygen consumption, or the afterburn effect, where you're burning more fat and calories afterwards. So we're going to do all HIIT training. Oh, and also building muscle. Muscle burns more calories and fat than a pound of fat. So we're going to build muscle like crazy. Oh, and there's also like the glycemic index. We don't want to spike up our blood sugar and stuff because that causes insulin and all these other sorts of things. These are all scientifically valid things that are proven in evidence-based research. And I was trying to utilize these things as a way to kind of hack Mother Nature, to trick the body into maybe losing or managing weight better, or building muscle. And looking back on it, it was almost all largely a complete waste of time. So the first reason why I stopped trying to, quote, science my way is most of these ideas are focusing on trivial influences. So does a pound of muscle burn more fat and calories than a pound of fat? Absolutely. But I should have been asking, how many calories per day? And of course, whenever you talk about someone who's got a diet or a workout program based on that, you're gonna be like, oh, it's hundreds of calories a day. But really, the legitimate research is like, 20 calories a day, 30 calories a day. It's really not all that much, which means several things. One is if you focus on that type of scientifically valid influence, you're putting a lot of attention and time and effort towards something that really isn't going to have much of an influence on your calorie balance, which actually does govern your weight. If you want it to be a bigger influence, you're going to have to invest a lot of resources to make it that big of an influence. You're going to have to build a lot of muscle. You're going to have to dedicate a lot of your time towards building that muscle. You're going to have to really, really bulk yourself up, which may not be in the wheelhouse for a lot of people. The second reason why I no longer science these things is because it often causes you to ignore or trivialize much bigger influences that are far more important. So yes, EPOC does exist. If you do a hard, high-intensity exercise for a short period of time, you are burning more fat and calories afterwards. That is true. However, as I discussed before, it's usually a pretty small pittance of an amount. It doesn't really matter. But the fact that you're doing a fairly small, short workout means you're not really increasing your overall calorie burn all that much. Because at the end of the day, the biggest influence on your total calorie expenditure through activity is just simply time. You want to burn a lot of extra fat and calories, you're just going to have to put in a lot of time. I don't care how hard you're working or what your training methodology is, you just can't burn a lot in a 5 to 10 minute workout. Moreover, it's like, okay, we're focusing on this workout, but we're ignoring diet, which is, again, a big, huge influence at the detriment of the potential to actually get what we want. And then the third reason why I no longer try to science my way to these sorts of results is because it often doesn't really lead to any worthwhile changes in what you would do anyway. It's like, oh, building muscle burns more fat and calories. Working hard, putting the muscle against resistance. And like, hey, George, yeah, we should be doing strength training and building muscle in order to burn fat. Dude, we're already strength training. Yeah, we already do that. And it also says we should drink water and eat our fruits and vegetables. And he's like, I know, we're already, a lot of times when we get these ideas and these things of like trying to science our way, at the end of the day, your behavior is not going to change because you're already doing the things: sleep, fruits and vegetables, not eating too much, not abusing alcohol, managing stress, resistance training, activity, all these, we're already doing it. So what? We're just learning more reasons to do the things we are doing or know we should be doing to begin with. And then the fourth, and quite possibly the biggest reason why I no longer try to, quote, science my way to these sorts of things, is because trying to focus too much on a niched, scientifically valid influence can pull you wildly out of personal alignment. And that's one of the things that I learned most about researching my latest book, Be Fit, Live Free, is that your ability to gain and maintain the results you want has far more to do with your personal alignment than the scientific validity of the habits that you're doing. So once again, it's like, oh, okay, if you're working out in the morning, that's when your testosterone level is supposedly highest, then everybody should be working out early in the morning to boost your testosterone or optimize that testosterone window and stuff. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people, myself included, I'm not gonna work out as well in the first thing in the morning. I'm not a morning person. It takes me a while to get going. I just know that for me and my lifestyle and my schedule and everything, I'm just gonna have better, stronger, more consistent workouts if I work out later in the day. So someone might be like, yeah, but the science says that working out first thing in the morning, again, does it really matter? If you work out in that testosterone window, probably not. Is it really gonna make that much difference? Probably not. And so we're trying to put a lot of effort in making behavior changes that not only aren't really gonna do a whole lot, but they're gonna pull me away from the things that are going to matter, which is me being able to work out later in the day, which is when that's just better for me. We want to evaluate the influential validity and weight of these sorts of things on a case-by-case basis. And if it's a tiny influence at a high cost, that's not a recipe for success, regardless of what the research says. Because the ability to get better results that you can actually keep are the things that come at a relatively low personal cost with a high influence on the fundamental processes of mother and human nature that govern your actual results. So food for thought for your Philosophy Friday. Thank you very much for watching. If you got some value from this, share it, like it, all that sort of thing so other people can as well. It's always good karma for you. And thank you very much for watching. Be fit and live free.